Towards the end of last year, I fell into a fascination with ants. Yeah, I know. But as weird as that sounds, these little guys are actually really fascinating. And it's not as if all of my many passionate interests are useful anyway. So here's another one. Eager to get started, I ordered myself a desert Carpenter Ant queen. She was beautiful, and I did my best to leave her alone and only check on her once a week during what's called the founding stage. Sadly, she didn't survive the strenuous process of starting a colony, which is somewhat common. This was unfortunate because not only had I grown very attached to my queen, it was also the end of the season when new queens are produced, so I would have to wait till the spring or summer. So I used the time to do a little research to find out which species were near me and when and where I could find them. I had no idea there were so many cool species just in my area. There's Mexican honeypot ants that swell up like big balloons, twig ants that are long and skinny and live in sticks, tiny little acorn ants that fit their entire colony inside of an acorn, harvester ants that eat seeds. You get the idea. And while I was nerding out about what time of the year different species reproduce and compiling a whole hit list of species that I want to find, I went to a friend's house while it was raining. We found his garage swarming with ants. Now, normally you never see the queens, but because of the heavy rain, the whole colony had actually relocated into their garage. I was able to scoop up 3 queens and some of the workers to start a new colony. These are Argentine ants, and they're the standard boring ants that you think of when you think of ants. Not a super exotic or exciting species, but at least it was something. So in the meantime, while I've been waiting for ant season, I started building formicariums for my ants, but it's not very exciting if you don't have ants. And that's partially what sparked my latest craze of building terrariums, because I just think it's so cool that you can create an entire ecosystem in a jar. And sure, I may have gotten a little carried away, but hey, that's what hobbies are for. Last month, I went out to the desert with the goodest boy to look for black harvester ants, because the day after a rain in April is usually when new queens mate and find a place to start their colonies. I didn't find any, but I ended up ordering one, and she's doing well in her test tube. Then, just a couple weeks ago, some friends of mine were hiking a trail and happened to be at the right place at the right time when a nuptial flight had happened. They managed to catch 4 queen carpenter ants for me, and I have to point out the resourcefulness of this man for using his knife to create clothespins out of branches. So now I have 5 queen ants all starting new colonies in their test tubes. I'm checking on them once a week and logging their progress, and I'll keep you updated. But I guess the point of this video is that if there's something that fascinates you, just jump into it. Everyone needs a hobby. For me right now, it's ants. And I hope by sharing this story, I've given you a little bit of the joy that it's brought me.